The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSB, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TVWAN News. I'm Jasmine Irajak. In this edition, Mental Health Day targets the workplace. ADB approves Air Niugini refleeting funding. And UK-based players boost PNG side. A young lady who recovered from depression after being cyberbullied spoke out about how she recovered from her mental illness. Her testimony was part of this year's Mental Health Day awareness. The theme for this year's awareness is "It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace." Oala Mutukumariswamy was diagnosed with depression, which she developed after being cyberbullied. Oala testified to her illness and how she recovered at today's World Health Day event hosted by the Directorate of Social Change and Mental Health Service. Oala is now a mental health advocate. She uses her story to bring about awareness on mental health. She shared that not only did the treatment help heal her, the support of her parents, the Directorate of SCMHS, and her nurse Kathy also helped as well.
I have been diagnosed with depression when I was abroad, cyberbullying. So I've been on taking meds ever since, and I returned back to some of the doctors. They were the ones who took me to Pontian for my treatments, for my treatments. But I've been taking meds, antibiotics to live a good life.
This year's awareness targets the workplace. Raylene Kurwa from the Directorate of SCMHS stressed the need for mental health awareness and activities in the workforce to address mental illness with employees.
Work environments that support mental well-being. With adults spending most of their time working hours at work, it's essential that workplaces promote mental health rather than harm it.
James Curry, a driver for a company in Port Moresby, shared how he handles work stress.
Long time lo Moresby na mi walk about mi driver mi walk about lo city plan ting em sa kam. But one time lo life mi no ba mi car because mi sa stop long house. Plan ting em kam problem mi stop long life ta sol mi sa play one time all beginning bubu beginning plan good plan ting sa kam. Suppose mi salem plan ting and plan ting affected by kam so mi sa play one time all ikat problem lo life and stuff. But mi sa play one time all bubu beginning na hamama sa come inside lo life. Na losing thing lo nalpla something na misa walk about na sample time misa exercise na walk about na losing thing lo nalpla something so that you can kiss him all fresh thing na good thing na by me walk about na sample time you must have option you reading Bible plenty time God bahal be me plenty thing na by you.
World Federation for Mental Health announced this year's theme as "It is time to prioritize mental health in the workplace." Mental health issues like depression and anxiety are widespread in workplaces and can severely impact productivity. During the Mental Health Day event, Loki Psychiatric Hospital mental health nurse Diane Rambe reiterated the admission pathway for people who seek assistance and the type of treatment available.
Referral from the districts, also to PMCH. From there, they process them. Also, we get them from the Justice Department. This we call forensic cases. They also transfer them through to PMCH. From PMCH, they come to us. Loki Hospital, we provide inpatient care and short-term and long-term stays. Inpatient treatment, medicine, plus all other services.
Are your responsibilities at work affecting your personal life? Individuals need to have open conversations with their managers or supervisors about factors causing stress at work. Stress and anxiety were discussed today at the Angao Memorial Provincial Hospital in Lae, Morobe Province. Angao observed World Mental Health Day, which falls on October the 10th every year. This year, this theme is mental health at work, with emphasis on occupational or job burnout and identifying the factors that are causing you to stress at work. Job burnout may include feeling worn out physically or mentally. Acting Chair of the Morobe Provincial Health Authority Board, Nellie McClay, stressed on the need to be empathetic, compassionate, and kind to those who are going through a difficult time mentally. McClay said harassment needs to be addressed by corporate and government agencies, even down to the ward level. Mothers and fathers should look after their children and vice versa. Mount Hagen United Primary School has received a generous donation from BSB Mount Hagen branch, which includes 3 computers for the staff and a fully installed solar power kit. The donation, part of BSB's ongoing community project initiatives, aims to enhance the teaching and learning environment for both teachers and students.
The project also involved minor refurbishments at the school. BSB's community projects are implemented nationwide by its branches and strategic business units as a way to give back to the communities where they operate. Since 2009, BSB has invested over 300,000 kina in 16 different community projects across the Western Highlands province, demonstrating its commitment to supporting local communities beyond financial services. John Tomba Jr., BSB Mount Hagen area manager, emphasized the importance of protecting the new resources.
So to the school and to the students, teachers, and the surrounding communities, parents, if any here, we would like to say this is the project that we've delivered, and for you to protect and look after the project so that it can look after you, it can help you in your learning, it can help you in your preparations of your lesson plans for your students, and it can help to develop our young generation into the future.
Mark Robinson, BSB Group Chief Executive Officer, expressed his excitement at supporting the school and highlighted BSB's dedication to working with communities.
We are so excited to have had an opportunity to help the school. We at BSB believe in working closely with the communities where we operate and where our staff live. It's a real honor for us to be engaged in community projects in Mount Hagen and really across the Highlands, across PNG, and all across the Pacific.
BSB Chairman Robert Bradshaw urged students to take full advantage of the donation.
We plug in computer, huh? We're giving you nice computers, and we're painting, and we're giving you solar. Make the most of it. Make the most of it. Make the most of it, look after it, and work hard, always work hard. The future, your future is in your hands, not in your parents' hands. Your parents will support you. Work hard, make use of what we're giving you, and one day, I would like to, if I'm still around, if we're still around, you should be up here giving the speech, or you should be here with Team BSB, or any other place. You should be the ones that will be running the country, the community, wherever you are.
Mount Hagen United Primary School Principal Philip Pause expressed his gratitude, noting how the new computers will save the school from high typing poor charges. He said that this donation would help them tremendously and thanked BSB for choosing their school. Susan Oreape, TV1 News.
This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more of what's making headlines today.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Open hands.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no PNG, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. Minister for Justice and Attorney General Pilar Niningi has commended the Land Commission of Papua New Guinea for its ongoing research on colonial land acquisitions at the Bundesarchiv or Federal Archives in Berlin. This research is a crucial step in addressing the historical injustices related to land ownership and will guide future policies to protect the rights of citizens. The Land Commission team, led by Chief Commissioner Molian Kilepak, has made remarkable progress analyzing over 25,000 slides from various microfilm files related to German New Guinea. Their work involves critical examination of imperial court proceedings and administrative correspondence, providing invaluable insights into our colonial history. This initiative is an important step toward reconciling our colonial past. By thoroughly examining the historical records, we can better advocate for the rights of our citizens and inform our policies to support rightful land ownership. The Asian Development Bank Board this month has approved financing for Air New Guinea's refleeting program. Air New Guinea will be procuring about 8 aircraft through ADB financing. ADB country manager Said Zaidansia on Thursday reflected on the many areas of Papua New Guinea's transport sector that ADB has supported and is supporting.
Expressing satisfaction that the implementation of Civil Aviation Development Investment Program 2 or CADIP 2 continues to be aligned with the intended impact of the project, Said Zaidansia, Asian Development Bank country manager, underscored that this is an affordable and equitable balance between transport services that serve Papua New Guinea's main economic sector and those that provide reliable access to PNG's distributed rural population.
We also aim through this project to achieve the following outcomes, which is an aviation safety, efficiency, and network coverage improved.
ADB is an active partner of the national government in many sectors, countrywide, particularly the transport sector. Zaidansia announced that recently this month, the board of the ADB approved financing for Air Niugini's refleeting program.
Our active portfolio for the transport sector represents 60% of our overall operations in the country. I'm also pleased to inform that our board has just recently approved on Thursday ADB financing for the Air Niugini refleeting program. Under the refleeting program that ADB is supporting, Air Niugini will procure 2 787 Dreamliners and 6 A220 aircrafts.
Meantime, the ADB stressed that CADIP-2 has 9 major project packages, but not all have been awarded to respective contractors as yet. It is anticipated that these package contracts will be signed within the scheduled timeframe in this quarter of 2024 and the second quarter of 2025. It is hoped that the key project output for this phase of the project can be implemented to see a gradual improvement in transport services and air travel nationwide. Maricela Calaton, TV1 News.
Bougainville President Ismail Toroama has expressed aspirations for Bougainville's own national airlines. At the recent contract signing for the upgrade of the Aropa Airport in Bougainville, President Toroama underscored the efforts of his government in fostering economic growth through collaboration with the government of PNG, National Airports Corporation and the Asian Development Bank.
The autonomous region of Bougainville has 2 airports, Buka Airport, which is located on Buka Island, and the Aropa Airport situated on mainland Bougainville, both of which are managed by the National Airports Corporation. Under the first Civil Aviation Development Investment Project, or CADIP-1, Bougainville has benefited through the Buka Airport Security Fencing Project, valued at 11.49 million kina. In the second phase of the project, CADIP-2, the Aropa Airport will undergo upgrades worth close to 60 million kina. On Wednesday, 9 October, at the contract signing of the airport upgrade, Bougainville President Ismail Toroama expressed confidence in strengthening relations between the governments of Bougainville and Papua New Guinea through the upgrade of Aropa Airport.
I would like to say it is one of those milestones moving forward. Thank you, Minister, for embracing Bougainville, and Maraperoso government for embracing Bougainville to give them this platform.
Minister for Civil Aviation Walter Schnobelt highlighted the national government's commitment of close to 600 million kina to the CADIP-2 program.
It aligns with the national government's key medium-term development plans and goals to improve the air transport sector connectivity and boost economic growth.
The benefits of the Aropa Airport upgrade are many, from modern terminal facilities, improvement of passenger and cargo processing turnaround time, and providing commercial opportunities for tenants and service providers, to employment for locals, especially in airport operations. President Toroama further expressed aspirations for Bougainville's own national airlines, recalling an experience he witnessed firsthand that prompted this vision.
Last Friday, while traveling back into Bougainville, I witnessed Air Niugini arrangement came in and said, you have to leave the plane. I was really hardened when I saw the 3 mothers with a little kid walking out of the plane. So while sitting there, I said to myself, if only I could embark on a Bougainville Airlines that could make a priority for our vulnerable mothers and the children, that could be a bigger plus for us political leaders, autonomous Bougainville government, and the rest of the nation.
Meantime, there is currently in place a Memorandum of Understanding signed on 4th October between the ABG and NAC for the Aropa Airport project to further strengthen a working relationship between the two stakeholders. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
The partnership between PNG and Japan through JICA has been transformational of the country's infrastructure, education, health and environmental sectors since 1974. The support provided has been integral to the improvement of living standards and national development. Acting Secretary for Works and Highways, Gibson Hulemba, when congratulating JICA on the remarkable achievement of 50 years of development assistance in the country, said JICA's commitment and support have been instrumental in transforming landscape of PNG, particularly in the development of roads, bridges and technical assistance.
JICA, Japan International Cooperation Agency, represents the Japanese government and partners with Papua New Guinea in transformational programs and projects in the country's infrastructure, education, health, and the environment since 1974. This year, JICA celebrates 50 years of remarkable achievement in development assistance in PNG. Acting Secretary for Works and Highways Gibson Hulemba, when congratulating JICA, says JICA's commitment and support have been instrumental in transforming landscape of PNG, particularly in the development of roads, bridges, and technical assistance. Mr. Hulemba says JICA's infrastructure development is evident through numerous major impact projects and technical assistance programs that have significantly enhanced the capacity of the department. Major impact projects include the construction of bridges along the island's highway, with 15 concrete bridges in Arob and 2 new bridges along the New Britain Highway in West New Britain Province, the construction of Makam Bridge in Ley, road maintenance project Phase 1 and 2, and capacity building for the operation and maintenance of infrastructure. JICA's unwavering support and dedication to PNG's infrastructure development also fostered the growth of local expertise and skills in many technical and non-technical areas. Mr. Hulemba says the long-term partnerships and project loans provided by JICA helps us pave the way for a brighter and more connected future. Freddie Moe, TVWAN News.
And now the finance news. The Kina closed unchanged at 0.2546 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying 0.2471 US dollars, 0.3649 Australian dollars, 0.2181 euro, and 36.55 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed higher except gold and copper, which closed the day lower. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. This is TV1 News. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magical cuddle, get up and big smile on face. Time for Kim chicken, a great fumu too. Sip, sip, the moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Harem, talk, young, or roll a scale rice family meal with talk. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's a favorite by miles. Seni sigolo, scale rice, low scale price. Seni sigolo, scale rice, low scale price. But you like him?
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Tap, they come thundering out. Potter there working hard. It's picked up by Berry. She snaps goal and kicks a goal. Drives through the football and pocket through.
Welcome back. The Pacific's eastern islands can expect a usual cyclone season, according to New Zealand's climate and forecasting agencies. On Wednesday, NIWA and Met Service released their modeling for the upcoming tropical cyclone season, which runs from November to April. It is a milder projection for 6 to 10 cyclones overall compared with last year. Solomon Islands and New Caledonia are most at risk, likely to face 2 to 3 storms of at least Category 1 strength. Papua New Guinea, Vanuatu, Wallis and Futuna, Fiji, Tonga, Samoa, Niue, and American Samoa are expected to face 1 to 2 cyclones. As the war in Gaza enters into its second year with no signs of a ceasefire, Palestinians in Gaza are becoming even further entrenched in desperation and despair. Today we take you back to some of the people ABC News has spoken with over the past 12 months to see how their lives have changed and how they're coping.
13-year-old Hiba Abu Siddiq should be in school. Instead, the teenager spends her days making and selling bracelets on the streets of Gaza. No one else in her family is able to work, so the burden of providing falls to her. The ABC first met Hiba nearly a year ago at the start of the war inside Gaza. Back then, her family was displaced, starving, and she walked for kilometres each day just to find water. Now, a year on, her life is still engulfed by devastation, and despair is even further entrenched.
حرب جهنم وإبادة جماعية وحرب على النار ودمار.
Hiba and her family were forced to flee 11 different times before they returned to find their home in Khan Yunis heavily damaged. They've tried to make it livable and say it's better than a tent as winter fast approaches.
يعني لما رجعنا هذا الوقت يعني ما كانش واقع، كانت يعني الأجواء حلوة، كنت ألعب مع صحباتي. الحين فيش ولا إلي حدا هنا، يعني بقعد بس بتسلم بالخرز بس تبعي.
More than 41,000 Palestinians have been killed inside Gaza since Israel launched its military assault against Hamas. On the front line, paramedics like Yasser Abed take in trauma after trauma.
نعتقد انه الاطفال بنشوفهم مقطعين مصابين، هذا شيء صعب كثير على الانسان.
Early in the war, we travelled with Yasser to the aftermath of an Israeli airstrike to find victims, both dead and alive. Since then, tragedy has hit Yasser's own family.
تقريبا قبل شهرين صار في اجتياح لانصارات وانا قاعد بشيل في الجرحى وجدت ابن اختي نزل على ظهرهم صاروخ وفي 2 شهداء وبقيت العائله كلها متصابين ووضعهم سيء جدا صراحه يعني. طبعا هذول اللي انا شفتهم عينتهم بنفسي وشلتهم انا بنفسي. كانت مفاجاه صاخبه.
He's now carried so many victims, he's been injured and has undergone hernia surgery. 1 year on, his message to the world has not changed.
السلام يعم على كل الكرة الأرضية وأنا رجل أنا إنسان إنساني انتمائي إنساني وأتمنى أن توقف الحرب.
A plea from ordinary Gazans who've been caught in a war they never wanted and are powerless to stop.
The Pacific island nation of Kiribati has issued rare criticism of China over last month's launch of an intercontinental ballistic missile, saying the Pacific is not isolated pockets of ocean and it does not welcome Beijing's action. Kiribati, a Pacific Ocean neighbor of Hawaii with a vast exclusive economic zone of 3.6 million square kilometers, has developed close ties to Beijing in recent years, including hosting Chinese police. China conducted a rare launch of ICBM with a dummy warhead on September 25th that landed in the Pacific Ocean, which Beijing said was for weapons testing and training. And nations including Fiji, Australia and New Zealand have said was concerning. Kiribati did not receive notice from China about the missile launch. The Kiribati president's office said in a statement on social media, it was told by the Chinese embassy there was no need to alert Kiribati because the test was not meant to target any country in the Pacific, the statement added. There have been emotional scenes at Brisbane and Sydney airports as more repatriation flights from Lebanon arrived, while war rages in the Middle East. Many say returning home has brought a mixture of relief and anxiety for those left behind.
Joy and jubilation. Safe in the arms of loved ones, the emotions raw and overwhelming.
Just very grateful to have her home.
Home after fleeing Lebanon, the danger evident on departure. Many heard explosions on the tarmac during takeoff in Beirut. The journey for these citizens was long but necessary.
It was getting closer and closer and we just thought it's time to go.
We can hear the bombing and we were so scared, our family is so scared.
We appreciate our government to bring us back home safe.
2 more government evacuation flights touching down in Sydney, another in Brisbane, with around 770 Australians on board.
I think they're relieved to be back home.
Feeling much better, much more relieved.
Are you excited to be home?
Yeah, can't wait to see my mum.
Julie Pritchard hadn't seen her daughter and grandchildren for nearly 6 years.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see them. Give them the biggest hug. Oh, sorry.
Rima was reunited with her husband, who was particularly grateful.
Yeah, God bless Australia. I'm going to be paying my taxes 100% because
you do pay your taxes. Of the thousands of Australians still in Lebanon, more than 1,600 have escaped so far. About 3,500 are registered to leave. But as tensions rise in the region, the government warns future flights aren't guaranteed. For those back on home soil, the relief is tinged with trepidation.
For anyone, any family, indiscriminate, whatever their religion or background is, we don't want this war upon anyone.
Addiction experts in the Northern Territory say a new offence targeting so-called nuisance public drinking could exacerbate the problem. The new offence is one of a raft of legislation pitched towards community safety, set to pass Parliament in its first sitting.
Alcohol-related harm costs the Territory $1 billion annually.
today, the government's detailing its latest response.
Is a really important part of stopping crime before it happens.
Drinking in public was previously an offence in the NT, but that was changed following recommendations from the Royal Commission into Aboriginal deaths in custody. Currently, police can arrest people if they're being a public nuisance, but people can't be fined just for drinking in public. The change means anyone drinking in designated public spaces could be arrested and fined $925 on the spot, and they would be added to the banned drinkers register for 7 days, with exemptions for popular watering holes.
We know that people like to go to places like East Point, for example, and grab a pizza and have a quiet beer as they watch the sunset. And that won't be obstructed by these laws.
The CLP promised the new public drinking laws ahead of the election, but the peak body for alcohol and addiction services in the NT says it hasn't been consulted.
Also doesn't address the issue. Like, the research shows that it's not actually likely to reduce things like assaults or like property crimes, the things that Territorians are kind of saying they're worried about.
And they're worried it will disproportionately target First Nations Territorians and people sleeping rough.
We know from previous research on, say, search and seizure laws that it does tend to compound kind of racism and experiences of racism. There's racial profiling that kind of happens in police's decision making.
No laws specifically target anyone. Laws are there for the protection of our entire community and apply equally.
The opposition would not confirm whether they'll support the measure when it's debated in the first sittings of Parliament next week.
A woman has been rushed to hospital in critical condition after she was attacked by 3 dogs at a home in Melbourne southeast this morning. Police say they shot and killed the animals to stop the attack.
And right now she is fighting for her life. This all unfolded around 9:30 this morning. That's when neighbours heard screaming from this home in Dandenong, which is about 30 kilometres southeast of the CBD. Police were called and they arrived to what must have been a horrific scene. 3 dogs attacking this woman in the backyard of a home. They tried to initially stop the dog attack with capsicum spray, but when that didn't work, they were forced to pull out their weapons and shoot all 3 dogs, killing them. Now, one of the neighbours has told us they heard screaming around 9:30, followed by a woman calling for help. Then when the police arrived, they heard up to 10 gunshots. It is an awful scene here. The people who live at the house say that it is the woman's home. They are her partner's dogs. We understand 2 bulldogs and a pit bull. That is what they say the breeds of the dogs are. Now, the woman was rushed to hospital after this attack, to Dandenong Hospital. That's luckily less than a kilometre away. She needs a lot of medical attention. It's not understood exactly what her injuries are, but they are critical, and it is now a fight to save her life.
And that ends the news segment. Sports is next. Stay tuned.
These 2 are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Justin Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you walk him, I'm come out of community. You must all block community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
Dreaming for more than the life we've known. There is more to what the future holds. You be holy, man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to believe in incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready.
Have you guys seen it? Bro, it's awesome, man. Really? Wow.
Nobody streams live sport like Unbeaten. As we run the plays and take the hits. If you love live sport, remain unbeaten.
Thanks for staying with us. Papua New Guinea this afternoon lost to New Caledonia 3-1 in the FIFA World Cup 26 Oceania qualifiers campaign in poor weather conditions in Suva, Fiji. The slippery pitch at the HFC Bank Stadium appeared to have contributed to a slow start for both teams just after kickoff. New Caledonia were the strong side as the first half wore on and were given the perfect chance to take the lead when a trip in the penalty area gave Joseph Athale the opportunity to open the scoring. A second for New Caledonia arrived as the match entered stoppage time of the first period to lead 2-0 in New Caledonia's favor. The second period was high in intensity, but perhaps not in quality. Papua New Guinea enjoyed more of the ball in the second 45 as the match continued. Papua New Guinea gave themselves hope with a little over 10 minutes left with a goal from Tommy Sammy. The hope was short-lived as New Caledonia added one more goal in the 83rd minute to a comfortable 3-1 win. Superstar playmaker Sean Johnson is returning to the international arena for the first time in 5 years after coming out of retirement to replace Dally M winner Jerome Hughes from the Kiwis. Hughes was initially named in New Zealand's 21-man squad for the Pacific Championships against Australia and Tonga, but he was ruled out on Thursday with a neck injury picked up late in the Storm's season.
The 34-year-old Johnson ended his illustrious 268-game NRL career stunningly with a match-winning display in the Warriors' dramatic last-gasp victory over the Sharks on August 31. Johnson had originally made himself unavailable for the Pacific Championships, but he has answered an SOS call from his new Kiwis head coach, Stacey Jones. On top of all the other withdrawals, it was a big setback to lose Jerome, but it has now turned into a real positive, with Johnson deciding to step in, Jones said. Apart from Hughes, the Kiwis are missing 6 other leading spine options in Dylan Brown, Kieran Foran, Tamari Martin, Brendan Smith and Jeremy Marshall King, as well as the versatile Joseph Manu, who has switched to rugby union in Japan. Johnson's return leaves him set to revive his Test career in the Kiwis' opening Pacific Championships game against Australia at Apollo Project Stadium in Christchurch on October 27. New Zealand's second match is against Tonga at Go Media Stadium on November 2, with the final being played at Combank Stadium in Sydney on November 10. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Sylvester Namo, Liam Horn, Reese Martin and Nene McDonald are in the country in preparation for the Pacific Championships. Their experience playing in the Super League will boost the Kumuls team as they gear up for the first match against Fiji on October the 19th in Suva.
Edwin Ipape and Lachlan Lem and other Super League talents are yet to join the camp, awaiting travel arrangements. Both players are highly anticipated to bring additional strength to the squad upon their arrival. Meanwhile, the Papua New Guinea Prime Minister's 13th team is in camp for their upcoming match against Australia on Sunday, 13 October. The team is expected to showcase a blend of young and experienced talent as they prepare for the challenge. The announced PM's 13th team includes Sylvester Namo, Jamie Mavoko, Benji Court, Robert Matthias, Kosabandi, More Moria, Kaya Wayambi, Eliza Rotinga, Alex Max, Sakias Komati, Dan Russell, Josh Mire, Jordan Pat, Connors Murray, Ila Alu, Liam Horn, Brandon Nima, Judah Rimbu, Dudley Dotoy, Sonny Wabo, and Finley Glare. The team is coached by Jason Demetrio, who will be aiming to lead his side to a competitive performance against Australia.
Yeah, there's a group that will head over on Saturday to Fiji, but every player in the team is in the squad of 30, so throughout the Pac Champs, the squad, depending on how availability can change, but that's what's great about this weekend. There's an opportunity for every player in the team to push themselves for a chance to play in the Pacific Champs, but we really want to focus on this game. You know, this week is about the PMs. There's a fantastic opportunity for a lot of players in here that have never played in the PMs before, and the players who have played and have a responsibility to make sure those guys have a memorable experience. So we're looking forward to that.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Penrith officials confirmed the four-time Premiership outfit would not take on the winner of Sunday's Super League decider between Wigan and Hull KR for several reasons, including the massive player workload. Premiership-winning Penrith co-captain Isaiah Yeo says adding the World Cup challenge to their pre-season is just too hard.
The Panthers are scheduled to travel to Las Vegas for round one of the 2025 season and don't want to add a February showdown with the UK Super League champions to the schedule, with players not due back at training until January. In two attempts during the amazing run of NRL championship wins, the Panthers have failed to win the WCZ, losing to St. Helens and Wigan. NRL rules dictate players must have 10 weeks leave after the season, and with as many as 12 players, Panthers are set to participate in Samoa's Tour of England or the Pacific Championships that return date will blow out. Players like superstar Nathan Cleary also need post-season surgery and could be among a long list of players with as little as 6 or 8 weeks of training leading into the opening round in Las Vegas. Majority of players from Sunday's all-conquering Penrith side will be heavily involved in the upcoming Pacific Championships, playing for their respective nations, kicking off on October 18 to November 10, 2024 in Fiji, PNG, Australia and New Zealand. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, with areas of rain over parts of Western, Gulf and Central Province. Port Moresby, mostly cloudy with few showers and possible thunderstorm. Momase, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, with areas of rain over Madang. Lae, some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. New Guinea Islands, isolated showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain over New Britain and New Ireland. Buka, cloudy with few rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Highlands, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. All centers cloudy with some rain showers and possible thunderstorm. Ocean forecast. Coral Sea, seas rather rough to rough with patches very rough, with east to southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas light with easterly winds of 10 to 15 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas light to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with east to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerama to Yule Island to Hood Point to Summer Islands. Sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters, rising to 3 meters at times along warning areas. Waters of Summer Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along the warning areas. Waters of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Fingerfen. Waters of Madang to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, and waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville, sea 0.5 to 1.5 meters. Waters of Fingerfen through Vitia Strait to CRC Long Islands to Manam Karakar Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by
BSB, our bank, our people.